today. I'd like to welcome everybody being here tonight. I'd like to start out tonight's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I have these all remain standing for a minute? I would like to have a moment of silence tonight for Charlene Stronowski, who passed away this past August 1st. She was a longtime employee of the township. She started in 1961 for Supervisor Maurice Adamson and was his secretary, and she retired in 1992 under Patricia Hartley as the bookkeeper. She put a lot of years into this township, and I want to give our heartfelt thanks to her and our sorrow that she covered passing. So we can please have a moment of silence. Thank you. All right. We'll start tonight's town fund meeting. We'll start with the town fund. With a roll call of officers, please.
Trustee Lewandowski.
Here.
Trustee Madison.
Here.
Assessor Mason. Here. Supervisor Olerico.
Here.
Commissioner Solinsky.
Here.
Trustee Boyce. Here. Trustee Gabriel.
Here.
Michelle Reddick. Here. Gary Mueller.
Present.
All right. Next on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the town fund, July regular meeting, the workshop of July 14th, and the workshop of July 24th. Now I know the minutes did get to you guys late this time because of a computer glitch. I know you just got it tonight. Hopefully you had time to read them. If not, we can table.
I would make a motion that we postpone it to our next meeting so that every trustee has an opportunity to read the minutes. I know it's a computer error, not human error, so just to be on the safe side.
I'll second.
Got a second, a motion by Mike Lewandowski, a second by John Badisich. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, ayes have it. We will approve those minutes next month. The bills be approved at $121,406.77. Can I have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Barbara Boyce.
Second.
Second by John Badisich. Do we have any questions on the bills tonight? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Madison.
Yes.
Olerico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Morel.
Yes.
All right. Debbie, Mason, our assessors.
I just want to, I'm sure everybody has received their notices of revised assessments. They were mailed on July 31st. We have had a lot of phone calls, a lot of people coming in, most of them just needing explanations to what it is. If you find that you don't believe that your assessment is at the market it needs to be or is equal to houses in your neighborhood, we are asking that you come to our office first and ask for a review before you go to the board review. We'd rather do it at our level than to actually go to a hearing at the board review. The only other thing I have is my handout.
All right. Thank you very much. We won't have a clerk's report tonight. Denise isn't here. Trustees' comments and suggestions tonight. Hearing none, we're going to the Central Square report. I wanted to give you an update on what's going on in Central Square. We had an architectural firm look at the roof, and they came to our last Central Square meeting, and we discussed in detail what needs to be done on the roof and what they're planning on doing as far as re-shingling the steep part, putting new membrane down on this flat roof, and they're going to go to the Heritage and Architectural Committee because they're going to do some changes in the front of the building and the windows. They're going to take two windows out on the very top and replace them with vents because there's not enough circulation in that attic to get the air moving. So they're gonna go there on the 13th of August, and we're gonna move our Central Square meeting to the 17th, so we can go over the bid package and go out to bid, so we could get this roof done right after the car shows in September. We're hoping to get it done. It's gonna take about 45 days to complete the project, so I'm looking forward to having a new roof. It's been over 30 years. It's in dire need, I guess, and we're looking to do that. Last month, we discussed our architectural company doing a look at this building, what we could do. And you had asked me about encroachments into some of the common areas. I did bring that to Central Square. Their attitude was, yeah, if it doesn't, if it works out, the encroachment isn't real bad. If we can work it out, they don't have a problem with us opening up a little bit here or there wherever we can. They're not going to give us the whole hallway, anything silly. They will allow us to do some encroachments. I wanted to just bring you up to date on the sign. I don't know if you were aware, I believe what everybody was told about. We have a monument sign on the south side of the building that was struck by a car about 2 months ago. The insurance has come through. We are going to be replacing that pretty quick now. Everything's been designed and redone, and hopefully the pillars have been put back up. Now they're just really remaking the wooden signs that go in there. So that'll be taken care of. Last month we did talk about putting a battery recycling bin in this building. I did bring that to Central Square also. They don't have a problem with us putting it right next to the drug box in the lobby, so we can start bringing their used, flashlight batteries, watch batteries, those kind of batteries. We're not taking car batteries or anything big, just small utility batteries. So we're going to try to set one up here in this building. I'm going to talk to the City of Crest Hill, see if we can put one in their lobby at the City Hall. And I'm looking for a spot in Romeoville where we can put a third. So that's what's going on at Central Square. Going on to new business, I wanted to I have a resolution to pass. I would ask for a motion to pass resolution 2015-6, a resolution honoring Mike Kelly.
I'll make that motion.
Who made? Mike Lewandowski made the motion. Dean seconded it. I'll go ahead and pass this first before I read it. May I have a roll call?
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Roxich.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Morelli.
Yes.
Valparaiso.
All right, I would like to read this, and I would like to have Mr. Kelly come to the front with us, with me anyway. See if I can stumble through this without too many reading mistakes.
Not right.
And we have, I want you to have those. We don't need that. All right, this is resolution 2015-6, a resolution honoring Mike Kelly for his dedicated service with Lockport Township. Whereas Mike Kelly is a distinguished resident of Lockport Township whose tireless and dedicated service has earned him the gratitude of the entire community, and whereas Mike Kelly was elected by the residents of Lockport Township as the township collector in 2009 and served until June 2011. And whereas Mike Kelly was appointed by the Board of Trustees as a township trustee from 2011 to 2013. And whereas Mike Kelly was elected by the residents of Lockport Township as a Lockport Township trustee from 2013 until June 30th, 2015. And whereas Mike Kelly was instrumental in keeping the township fiscally responsible, and whereas Mike Kelly has been a member of the Metropolitan Alliance of Police, and whereas Mike Kelly has been a member of the Illinois Homicide Investigators Association, and whereas Mike Kelly has been a member of the Moose Lodge, and whereas Mike Kelly was a former AFSCME number 2961 Executive Board member, and whereas Mike Kelly was a former FOP Labor Council Executive Board member, and whereas Mike Kelly was a former Metropolitan Alliance of Police number 123 Executive Board member, and whereas Mike Kelly has received numerous awards for his service, and whereas Mike Kelly will be leaving as of June 30th, 2015, after faithfully serving the residents of Lockport Township for 6 years for his dedication to the job and the loyalty of his co-workers. Now therefore be it resolved by the Lockport Township elected officials as follows. Section 1, Lockport Township Township Board offer their congratulations and profound expressive thanks to Mike Kelly for his 6 years of dedicated service to the residents of Lockport Township. Section 2, Lockport Township Board extends their best wishes to Mike Kelly for a productive and joyous future and for his continued success as Will County Sheriff. Section 3, Lockport Township Clerk is to make the original of this resolution available to the members of the general public during normal business hours. Resolved and passed on this 11th day of August, 2015. Mike, do you have a copy of the resolution? Checking at your office to see if you make sure you hand it. Mike, congratulations. We're going to miss you.
Thanks. I'll be short and sweet as I Kleenex out there, right? I'm sweating. That's sweat. That's not cool. Yeah. I'll be short and sweet. I'd like to thank my family for their support for just about every endeavor I've ever tried to accomplish. Without them, I don't think I would be here today. I'd like to thank this board of elected officials for the time I served with them and the previous board members that I served with since left. Learning a lot from who I've served with has meant the world to me. I'd like to thank the citizens of Lockport Township who trusted me and had faith in me and elected me in 2009 and then again in 2013. Because without them, I wouldn't be here today. And of course, I'd like to thank the citizens of Will County who elected me in November 2014 to be your next Will County Sheriff. I wish everybody on this board the best of luck. I have full faith in each and every one of you, and thank you very much for the support. Appreciate it.
All right. Moving on, again, congratulations, Mike. Before we go into old business, I just want to bring up something for informational purposes under new business. We've been doing our 50-50 treat program for the last year and a half. This year, in fall, coming up, I think we're going to run into a little bit of a problem with it, being that all the municipalities are ordering trees for the replacement of the emerald green ash board, whatever the bug is. The nurseries are finding it very, very hard to come up with our trees. They're doing hundreds of trees for the city. So I'm thinking we might skip the fall because we're having a hard time getting them to commit to trees. We're going to look at either a new nursery or if they'll come through, we'll do it again in the spring. So this fall we won't be doing a 50-50 tree. All right, old business. Last month, as everyone knows, we did bring Dean Morelli as a trustee. We appointed him to fulfill Mike Kelly's position when he stepped down. And again, congratulations to Dean. The Dean did leave a vacancy at the collector's position. At that point, I instructed, since Dean was elected as a collector, as a Democrat, I've asked the Democratic organization to send us their candidate that they would like to see fulfill Dean's position as collector. I did receive a letter from John Badisich, the Lockport Township Democratic Chairman, on July 30th, 2015. The Lockport Township Democratic Precinct Committeeman met to recommend our new Lockport Township collector due to the resignation by our former collector, Dean Morelli. 2 qualified Democrats applied for this open position. After interviews by the Lockport Township Democratic Board on July 28th and a presentation by both candidates on July 30th, the committee is recommending Lance McCullough as our new Lockport Township collector. That being read, I would like to make a motion that we appoint Lance McCullough to the position of collector.
I'll second.
Motion by myself, a second by John Badisich. Any questions? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Badisich.
Yes.
Alberico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Monroe.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Lance couldn't be here tonight. He is out of town on business in Kansas City, I believe. I will instruct him to go to the clerk's office to be sworn in as soon as he gets back next week. All right. I did want to bring up, I got a thank you letter. I believe everybody got a copy of it from Will County Community Concerns, thanking us for our donation that we made to them. They're a very good organization. They do a lot of good for the seniors and the poor and everybody in our Will County. All right. I also did receive today, just today I received this, Illinois Department of Transportation invites you to attend an open house public meeting concerning the improvements of Illinois 7, 9th Street at Illinois 171 State Street in the city of Lockport, Will County. The purpose of this meeting is to discuss the needs for the improvements, present the proposed improvements, and obtain public input. So they're going to have an open house meeting on, I believe they're going to do some work at 9th and State. It comes up as the open house meeting for it. It's going to be Wednesday, August 26, 2015, from 4 to 6 in Lockport City Hall, which I believe will be this room. And like I said, August 26th. So if you have any questions or you would like to see the exhibits or hear anything about what they're going to do in right downtown Lockport, you're all welcome to be there. All right. Under citizens wishing to address the board, Richard Schoeders is here. He's from Homer Glen area, and he's asked if he could come and talk to this board about the Bruce Road, Canton Farm-Bruce Road corridor. I'll help you set up that.
Okay, appreciate that. I guess this is working. Everybody can hear me?
Yes.
I'd like to thank you for the opportunity of being here. Actually, I'm in Homer Township on 163rd Street, just west of Cedar Road. On the south side, we have like a 70-acre farm there. And if you're aware of this, Canton Farm-Bruce Road, little route that is supposed to cut right through the middle of our farm, take out all our buildings, machine shed, any other buildings we got there with the road, and then they're going to put a big retention basin in the middle of it. This thing is a limited access highway, and so therefore, I would not be able to cross from one side of the farm to the other. I'd have to go on to 163rd Street to do that, which basically it sort of destroys the whole piece of property. I'd just like to say that that is in Homer Township, but we are also doing farming in Section 1, Lockport Township, the taxpayers there. We grow some corn, soybeans, and hay, and I don't know if you're familiar with Jim and Jeff Beavers. They do some work for us over there on hay. So paired with the J.D. Beavers Farm at 135th and High Road. So there's a lot of interconnections between, I'm sure a lot of people between Homer Township, et cetera, Lockport, and all these little towns east of I-355. But I did want to read a little prepared paper that I have here, and I'll leave a copy of it here for the record. And I'll just start out with the proposed Des Plaines River Bridge will supplement travel capacity over the Des Plaines River, and it is a necessary part of the future Bruce Road Canton Farm SRA. At this point, I think that's like a $650 million project if it comes to pass in today's dollars. However, the proposed middle route was planned during the last century, before there was any certainty about the construction of I-355 and if there was a future connection to be planned to Bruce Road. So today, the middle route is obsolete and a vestige of the past since I-355 and is a reality, and the planned interchange is right there in the future at Bruce Road. Going back to the TCC, that's a Transportation Corridor Committee group. They had a meeting on May 19th, 2009. Mr. Andrews of Civil Tech, they're a consulting group that's hired by Will County Highway Department. He stated that the proposed middle route is incompatible with the land uses along its corridor. The city of Lockport stated at the above meeting they would not protect the corridor for the proposed middle route, and now newly planned and documented developments are on the books. At this juncture, there is therefore a severe conflict between the existing infrastructure of farms, businesses, homes, and residential developments and future developments with the middle route. The middle route is really not an infrastructure improvement. However, it is an unnecessary intrusion into the area. The only real way to resolve this conflict is to eliminate the middle route and replace it with one along an existing road such as I-355 and use secondary supporting roads such as Cedar Road and Galvard Road. If the SRA project is split for construction purpose into phases, to get the Des Plaines River Bridge built first, there should be an agreement that the proposed middle route be totally and completely replaced by I-355 and other auxiliary roads in the grid. At this point, any money spent so far in the current phase 1 study, and that's all it is at this time, is a study. There aren't really any hard engineering plans, so the studies can be changed at any time. So, phase 1 study on the middle route, the money spent so far is very small compared to the astronomical amount that would be spent on constructing this unneeded middle route. Any real estate tax dollars generated from land and future improvements under the middle route corridor would be replaced instead with high construction costs and annual high road associated maintenance costs. The fact that acquisition costs for land required for the proposed middle route will be very high, since it will have to be purchased and not donated, as they had thought in the beginning. Mr. Andrews of Civil Tech is quoted in writing as stating land acquisition costs can be a very substantial part of total roadway costs. At the April 14th, 2015 TCC meeting, Mr. Andrews stated that frontage roads would not be required for the middle route, and so additional land and construction costs would be incurred, which again would be unacceptable. Sound attenuation along the proposed middle route would have to be paid for by adjacent landowners. On 355, there's sound attenuation was paid for by the tollway. Will County Board member Corey Singer was quoted in recent meeting minutes stating that the Will County resolution for the middle route could change and arrangements could be made with the state of Illinois to accommodate this route change. The Metropolitan Planning Area Chairperson Gerald Bennett, who I talked to personally, indicated, quote, route is costly, overkill, and existing roads in the area should be used. We've been told in the past by the Will County Highway Department that the SRA could not be terminated at an interstate road such as I-355. However, Claire Bozak of CMAP provided documentation that this can be done. The SRA Bowden Road is connected and terminated into I-355. Recently, the Will County Highway Department said they wouldn't consider I-355 since the east terminus of the SRA is now located near 159th and Cedar. However, I-355 connects to 159th, and you can reach the present location of the terminus point that way. Also, CMAP indicated that the terminus point could be moved to a new location, such as Bruce Road and I-355. Land has already been purchased for an interchange with Bruce Road and I-355. Therefore, this connection can be easily made. Obviously, I-355 is a fully vetted existing venue without any EPA floodplain or other issues that we have to overcome. It's also equipped with sound attenuation and overpasses, which are very efficient compared to the stoplights that will be required on the proposed middle route. I-355 needs no land acquisition. It's fully constructed, maintained, and operational. The cost savings by using I-355 versus the proposed middle route are very substantial and can run into tens and tens of millions of dollars. That money should be saved. Another advantage of I-355 is that there's no conflict with the present infrastructure and future development of non-acquired corridors such as the middle route would do by bisecting present and future development. In conclusion, the overriding advantages of the use of the I-355 interstate would require minimal study. Construction time would be close to zero, except for the interchange, which is planned to be built in any case. Distribution of traffic other than I-355 coming east on Bruce Road to and from the proposed Displains River Bridge can be handled by an existing grid work of roads east of the bridge, which are scheduled for improvement in the Will County 2030 plan. That includes such roads as Gowder, Cedar, Briggs, Farrell, and others. There are written resolutions against Little Rock by Homer Township, Homer Glen, the City of Lockport, and the William E. Young School, all of which will be negatively impacted if the Little Rock were ever built. Lockport Township, being closely associated with all of the communities east of the Displains River, and I know you're also on the west side, who are opposed to the middle route, should also review the facts in Lockport Township. I would hopefully think that they could issue their own resolution for the elimination of the middle route in support of the use of I-355 and the other supplemental grid of roads to be improved under the Will County's Highway Plan of 2030. Then today I made a call to Ben Benson to find out what's the latest thing going on. And the City of Lockport has had meetings with Will County government, and there is progress being made towards eliminating the proposed middle route using I-355 along with associated local roads. Obviously, this is good news, but there will have to be more support. So that's why I'm here. And Ron Albrico has told me that the board members are going to determine, his position in this thing. So if anybody has any questions about supporting this objective that we have here, I'd like to be able to answer them if I can for you. they said there was additional environmental studies that had to be made. And the city of Lockport would have to spend maybe $200,000 for this study. Well, they already had a study made that cost almost $100,000 to determine that the middle route wasn't the way to go. They said they didn't have any more money, to study this thing. So their statement was, we will not oppose the middle route, but we will not protect its corridor. This was all at the meeting of 2009 in May. And that's the way that the two roads, Cedar and Gouger, were eliminated, and the middle route was selected. But again, the only reason it's called the middle route is in between the middle of Cedar and Gouger Road. But it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it just cuts up everything. For example, the District 33 school, and I just talked the other day with Mike Sapinski, he's the principal over there, and I've been talking to John Lavelle, assistant superintendent. And their statement was at one time, the highway department told them, hold the school back when you build it, because we're going to come down Cedar Road with this, and you want to have a good setback to be away from this. They did not tell them that that option, was knocked out, and that they were going to go with the middle route. Now, the middle route goes right in back of that school. It's right up against the soccer field, and they've got kids there with special needs. You're going to have a stoplight right at the corner of this high-speed road. It's going to be a divided highway. It's going to be similar to Route 80, but with stoplights. Stoplights will be like at Division Street, then the street that I live on, 163rd, and then they'll be at 159th. So, is that good highway design? I mean, you get up to whatever the speed limit's going to be on a divided highway, it's 60, 70 miles an hour, and then the light turns red. There will be 18 stoplights on this SRA from Route 30 all the way over to 159th, if they use this little route. Using I-355 will eliminate at least 3 of those stoplights. And you've got over underpasses on 355. That's very efficient. So it just makes sense. And like I say, the other villages in the area, Homer Glen, Homer Township, the school, and just about anybody in the area. I haven't talked to anybody that wants this middle route. So I hope that sort of explains why it's in there. But it is a very expensive thing to build. Estimated at maybe $50 million or more for 2¼ miles. And it isn't a road that goes exactly straight. It's a road that cuts through on an angle. And when you cut through on an angle, that does the most damage to the property. That winds up very close to 159th and Cedar. And Homer Glen is opposed to that because of the traffic buildup that you would have there. Northbound traffic on the middle route would come up against 159th with dead end. There's a T that would be at that point. So anybody that wants to go northbound, they've only got 2 choices. You either go west or you go east. And Steve Strait, the mayor over in Lockport, one of his big objections to it, he
concern myself first and foremost with the residents of Lockport Township. Those are my constituents, those are the ones that elected me. Yeah, the route that takes through Lockport Township, nobody seems to have too much of a, there are some people that are against that route also, okay, but the majority of the people agree that it should, go through Lockport Township the way it is. Once it crosses over Farrell Road and out of our township into Homer Township is where all the contention is, and if we can change it without too much of a problem, without delaying the bridge much longer, if we can do it, without, I even think a little bit of a cost would be, if it's going to make it better in Homer Township, I'm all for changing it. But if it's going to slow that bridge down, I've got to consider my residents first, and our biggest problem is getting across that river.
Sure.
Yeah, we want to get that bridge built as soon as we can. I know this is just the first study, and it'll probably be another 10, 15 years before it's even built, but like I said at the one meeting I was at, this bridge has been talked about very, very long time. I was in diapers when this bridge was first talked about, and I'll be in diapers again before it's built. So, well, it doesn't ever get done. But like I said, that's my opinion. I will do what I can do to support the changes as long as it doesn't delay anything like that.
I think you could actually speed it up, because actually you don't have to do any engineering then for the middle route. You save all that engineering costs also. And the interchange would have to be designed at Bruce Road and 9355, but that's going to have to be designed anyway. The land has already been purchased there for that. And so that seems to make a lot of sense. But the 9th Street Bridge is the only bridge until you get down to Ruby Street in Joliet, which is a distance of about 7 miles. So this new bridge, Canton Farm-Bruce Road Bridge, will be about halfway in between. And so therefore, we pick up a lot of traffic.
I don't think anybody's arguing whether or not we need a bridge. That's not, it's just about after it leaves Lockport Township.
Sure. I think it would make it easier to get funding for this, because if you can knock $50 million out of, or $150 or $100 million out of a $650 million project, that's a very substantial savings.
Well, again, thank you for bringing this to the board. We have a workshop on this, and they want our position.
I just have a quick question. Can we vote only on the portion that's in Lockport Township, and then let Homer Township decide where the rest of it goes?
We don't, as a board, have no vote at all anyway. It's the TCC, which is, I believe it's Will County officials from myself, being Lockport Township supervisor, the supervisor for Homer Glen, the supervisor for Plainfield, and the mayors of Lockport, Crest Hill, Homer, Glen, and Plainfield, I believe. The mayor of Plainfield is on that committee also, right?
I was just curious, because I didn't want to impose our will on another township.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
And that's basically where I'm coming from, too. Whatever happens in Homer Glen, God bless them, and I'll support them if they can change it, but I don't want to slow down the bridge.
Yeah, well, it would be great if there could be solidarity, because I think the majority there don't want this route, and I think you could actually get this thing through faster in terms of money, because it's going to take a lot less money to do it this way, and it's going to work just as good, if not better. 5355 is there. It's just let's use it. We don't have to build it.
I believe that's all I have in the town fund. We ask for an adjournment. So I got a motion by John Bassett.
I'll second it.
Second by Carl, Voice. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. Now we will go into the road and bridge. All right, everybody, again, we had the minutes late. I will entertain a motion to either pass up or table again. I got a motion to table.
I'll second it.
Second, I got a motion by Mike Uladowski, second by Barb Voice, to table until next month. All in favor? Opposed? That's the end. Thank you very much. The bills of $56,559.03. I need a motion to pay the bills.
So, I'll second it.
I got a motion by John, second by, I'm sorry, Mike Uladowski. Any questions of the bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Bassett.
Yes.
Albrico.
Yes.
Boyce. Yes. Earl.
Yes.
Zelinski's Highway Commissioner's report.
Thank you very much. Not a lot going on. We're crazy busy. For those folks, the High Road culvert, we closed High Road last week, and we're scheduled to open up. They're supposed to be done with that project on Friday. They've ran into nothing but problems. It's been exciting. I've been out there quite a bit. This hole is 35 feet deep and 100 feet wide, so it took out the whole road. The culvert's a 5-foot high culvert. So when they started digging, when the road collapsed originally, they came up with this great plan, and I don't mean that sarcastically. They took a sheet of aluminum and put over the hole, and then they dumped 8 yards of concrete on top. And that really was a good fix. It worked great. The problem is now that we're replacing the culvert, to get that 8 yards of concrete out of there, that set them back 2 days. So they did that, and then as they were digging it out, they ran into a vein of river rock, the small, like 1-2 inch river rock. So every time they would dig out the middle, the walls just kept falling in. So they got past that, and we're behind schedule, and then they hit bedrock, and they needed to get a foot of the bedrock out of there. But they made some adjustments to where they got back on schedule. It's kind of fun to watch because they have a 4-inch gas main on one side and a big fiber optic cable on the other, and trying to get this big excavator in between. But they are on schedule. They did tell me the road would be open Friday, barring any other issues. We may not have it paved over on Friday, but at least it'll be open because school buses start next week with their trial runs, and that was my goal, was to get that done. That's a $90,000 project that will be paid for by FEMA money. This washed out in a bad storm several years ago. We applied for the money, and so there's going to be minimal to no cost to us, which is phenomenal. So that's going very well. I will tell you, I live on High Road, and so does the supervisor, Mr. Albrico. And it's amazing when you have the barricades on High Road, says road closed, and everybody goes around because it's actually closed further down, and then you see them turn around and come back. And it's like, I don't know what to tell them. But anyway, so that's that. Right now we're concentrating on patching. We're not doing a whole lot of culverts, driveway culverts, and that unless they're collapsed, then we're taking care of those. You'll notice big patches in the road. We're patching the road for 2 reasons. Number one, we got to get them patched before winter time, but the roads will come apart once we start plowing. And also, we're going to go out to bid to do about 1.5 miles of road. As I mentioned before, it's about $110,000 a mile. So we've got about enough in the budget we saved from last year. We can do about 1.5 miles. So those roads need to be patched before we actually repave them. I know that sounds weird, but you have to have a good, strong base, or putting in the top layer on is going to hold up. We took delivery on our new loader. It's a 544 loader. I mentioned at the last meeting that we purchased the loader. We had to do it. This is vital to the snow removal. This is the piece of equipment. It's a 3-yard bucket. I'm sure you guys know what a wheel loader is. And that's what loads the salt. Our old one was 20 years old, and it was leaking transmission fluid. And a couple weeks later, started leaking radiator fluid. It's, I don't want to spend $150,000. But this is a necessity, so we did that. As soon as we took delivery on the loader, our boom mower broke. The actual arm of the boom mower just came off. So we had to go out there and help them pick it up. This is a big piece of equipment. I think I showed you guys pictures a couple years ago that it was old. It's from the early 80s, late 70s. So we're looking into replacing that. That's $130,000 to $150,000 piece of equipment. So that's really putting us in a bind budget-wise, but we're looking at some creative ways of financing. And so we're looking at also creative ways of purchasing that type of equipment. We looked at used equipment, but most of the used equipment in our industry is used. It's like they're getting rid of it. It's like our loader. We're getting rid of it for a reason. So we're trying to kind of save some money, but yet, buy something that we're not going to be fixing right away. And then the other thing we need to replace is our crew cab that got destroyed in the tornado in Pole City. I mentioned that. That's another purchase. So the equipment line item is strapped, but we've saved enough money. I think we're gonna do pretty well. So other than that, we've had people take advantage of the sidewalk rehabilitation program we put together, and cutting down a lot of the ash trees. That again is another expense that was a little bit more than we assumed, but I'm trying to save money, so we've got some money there to help citizens out. That's pretty much all I have in my highway commissioner's report. However, I do have another business. Would you like me to go right into that? Sure. Okay. I consider myself a pretty lucky guy. I was able to run the age group wrestling program, football program. I get to meet a lot of kids, and especially a young man, Roger Elliott, came to me. He was, how old were you, Roger, when we started wrestling? 8? 6. 6-year-old young man. I knew him, very serious, hardworking, new to wrestling, stuck it out. He's wrestling for the high school team right now. He came to me and asked me to sponsor an Eagle Scout project. And for those of you who are not familiar with Boy Scouts, the Eagle Scout project is like the top thing. It's not, I don't know what the percentage of, 4%?
4% of scouts actually complete Eagle.
I mean, that's you. There's a lot of scouts out there. Let me just give you some pictures. We're going to share a little bit because I didn't realize there were going to be people in the audience, which is good. I just have, I wanted to bring Roger up and introduce him to you guys because this really is a big deal. And I'll explain to you what we're looking at and what needs to be done. Roger came to me and, excuse me. You guys want to take a look?
Sure.
I'll let you share it. I don't have any copies. You want to start? Right. Come on up here, Roger. Roger came to me with a plan, and you could probably better explain the process about what it takes to get an Eagle Scout badge and what you have to go through.
Okay, well, pretty much you have, are we just going to talk about the Eagle Scout project or all the requirements for Eagle Scout?
If you could just summarize briefly what the requirements are,
So
because I thought that was fascinating.
You have to have 21 badges, including 14 Eagle Scout badges, which are displayed right here. I have them on. I also have to be courteous, kind, and a bunch of characteristics that are supposed to be shown in every scout, and I'm supposed to give an example of how I show it every day. I'm supposed to do an Eagle Scout project and involve scouts into the volunteering process of it, and I'm supposed to have a board review and a Scoutmaster conference.
So putting this project together, he had to come up with a plan. He had to go out and get the donations and fundraise, and then he had to execute the plan. And the picture on the front is out by the highway department, and he's got every branch of the military on the back wall and those gold plaques, and then on there's similar plaques on the floor. He got a donation from VFW and the American Legion for the benches. We got a donation for the fallen soldier silhouette from Fab Works. It was laser cut and powder coated. Some folks know Fab Works. The guy was very generous because that's a stainless steel underneath there. I guess I probably shouldn't say that, but very heavy piece of metal. And if you, the second page is we're going to have a plaque that's going to be displayed out there, and that's what the plaque is going to say. And then some of the pictures are the kids working on it. And I tell you what, I have 4 teenagers, and to get them to do much around the house is, you almost have to hold a gun to their head. These guys came out, it was hot, they worked hard, the parents helped out and worked hard. And then you can just kind of look through the pictures, and it kind of gives you an idea of how many volunteers he had. So I am really proud of this young man. It's amazing how old, I remember when he was this big wrestling little skinny kid. You're still skinny, but you're not little anymore. But the next step now is he has to have, they look at all his paperwork, everything, donations, and the whole 9 yards. And then it's either granted or not. And I'd like to invite him back when he gets his Eagle Scout and maybe honor him with a plaque. But I just wanted to show you what's going on out there because some of you guys have passed by and asked me. And it is completed. Unfortunately, the guys at the highway department are making fun because the grass hasn't come in yet, but it will come in. But I just wanted to have Roger come in here and you meet this special young man.
I did take a ride past it and I stopped to look at it. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Very impressive, very impressive.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I do projects at home, and I'm trying to be professional, which I'm not. And if you look at the thing, I mean, everything was the right dimensions. It came out really, really, really good. Very, very proud of that. And good family support.
Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
All right, I have nothing else in the road and bridge. I'll ask for an adjournment.
Second.
Motion by John Bassett, second by Michael Lewandowski. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. All right, we'll go on to general assistance. Everybody should have gotten tonight a corrected agenda. The agenda that was sent in the packet was a couple of dollars. We did a miscalculation in the numbers. So, anyway, again, approval of the minutes, I would ask for either a motion or a table.
Not the minutes. Are the minutes?
The minutes first.
No, let's not do the minutes.
Well, then we have to make a motion to table.
Table.
Okay, we got a motion to table. Second. Second by John Donasich. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we have the bills of $9,144.03 tonight.
So.
I got a motion by John Donasich.
I'll second it.
Second by Barbara Boyce. Any questions of tonight's bills? Hearing none, we need a roll call.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Rico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
All right, the only other business I have in general assistance, I have our quarterly survey between April 1st and June 30th. We took 17 applicants in. 7 were not returned, 10 were returned. Of those 10, 6 failed to provide the information needed. 2 others withdrew. One general assistant was approved, and 1 emergency assistant was approved. Did you get one in your packet? No. Should have. No? I thought you sent it. Oh, I thought I sent it. Everybody's had it. Just give it a meeting my packet. Anyway, that's the quarterly report. I have no other business in general assistance. I will ask for a motion to adjourn. I have a motion by Barb.
Second.
Second by Dean. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Last, we'll go into our senior agenda. Again, the minutes, I would ask either approve them or table.
Table.
I got a motion by
Second it.
John, second by Michael Lewandowski to table them. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. We have the bills of $111,131.86 this month in our senior fund. I'd ask for a motion to pay the bills.
Make the motion.
Motion by Carr. I have, just for information purposes, I believe it's this Friday, August 14th, supervisor's office, and I believe the clerk's office will be attending Kids and Grandparents Day Senior Expo. It'll be at the Crest Hill Library. I think it's like 9 to noon. I think it's going to be a very good thing for our seniors. And seniors are asked to bring their grandchildren with them. It'll be a lot of fun. So we'll be attending that. The only other thing I have, I just wanted another business. I just wanted to thank this board for their support with the issue with the bus last month. We did, everything did get passed, and we're able to keep the bus going without any interruptions. We have the new buses that are there, they're painted, everything is flowing good now. Now, within the next couple of months here, we're going to start having workshops on what direction we think we need to take the board with where we're going to go with the buses now. I think, as we discussed last month, the buses are very, very important to our seniors. They've come to rely on them. We just got to make sure that we do it the best fiscal way we can. So we'll start looking into that. Start setting up some workshops. Other than that, the only other thing I had in senior, real quick, you guys approved last month that pilot program for the shingle shots. We've had a lot of people calling on it already. We're full. We decided to take 25 first come, first serve, first 25. We have 9 books. Do it September 1st. And if it's successful as we think it's going to be, I will probably be asking next year for the line item to do this maybe quarterly, or we can have workshops on that, see how it works. Let's see how this works and get the bugs out of the system first. But it seems to be pretty popular. And I think our seniors are going to appreciate getting the shots. Other than that, I have no other business. I would ask for an adjournment.
Make a motion.
I got a motion by Barbara Boyce.
Second.
Second by John Badisich. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Hope you enjoy your evening.